Hi everybody, this is Jose Heredia with ADJ here for another Facebook Live. Happy Valentine's Day. Are you celebrating Valentine's Day? Are you with your honey? Are you planning anything for this weekend? I'm sure you're probably getting ready for your events, for your gigs, and preparing your lights because that's what we love. We love to hang around with these lights. And today we got a couple of lights which I'm sure you're going to fall in love with. We're going to be talking about Zoomable par cans. Check this out. We have on this side the Par Z4 and this giant monster, the 7PZ IP. We're going to be going through the ins and outs, giving you a tour and a demo of these two lights because these both lights, as much as they are different, they're also alike. And the way they are alike is that they have zooming capabilities and are a par can, so for almost any kind of application, indoors as well as production, theatrical, mobile production, and for the 7PZ IP, even outdoor rated functionality so that you could have for your concerts, your festivals, your theme parks, and of course your production outside. So why don't we go ahead and get started. Let's start with the little one. This is the Par Z4. In the front it contains four 15-watt LEDs with an adjustable manual zoom. So this little knob controls the zoom. Right now we're at its very narrow point. We're looking at about 5 degrees, but it could zoom out up to 60 degrees. I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate that. We're going through the different color options. It does have 4 15-watt quad LEDs with red, green, blue, and white. So RGBW. And I'm going to take this 5-degree beam angle and we're going to widen it out to a 60-degree beam angle, which makes it pretty wide for this size light. And as I'm moving the knob, what's happening is the lens is moving back into its fixture and widening out that beam angle. Now you can start seeing how wide this beam is. And if we could get our lighting designer to help us out and turn off the lights so we can appreciate the light a little bit more. Again, this is a quad RGBW, 15-watt, 4 15-watt LEDs shooting at approximately maybe 5 feet or if not less. And look at this wide beam, very nice wash, great for staging, mobile applications for entertainers such as bands, DJs, even theatrical applications. You want something with a low profile, very small but portable light, but you need a wide beam or a tight beam. This is the light for you. And so we're going to go back and tighten that beam out with the lights off as well. So we go from 60 degrees back to 5, and you'll see how tight that beam is. Great for shooting across the room. We've actually used these at an event one time for the release of a CD. It was a CD release party for Los Lobos, and we had this as a spotlight, believe it or not. Amongst other lights that we had in the show, we used one Z4 as a spotlight, and in another room we used the Z4 as a kind of like a highlight for an art piece. There was this Dia de los Muertos art piece, and we were maybe 40 feet, 50 feet from the other side of the room. We were able to bring that beam down to the size we wanted and focus on just what we wanted to focus on. So that is 5 degrees right there. Let's go ahead and give you a tour of what it looks like in the back. So in the back here we have several connections and options. Here we have our power IC input and IC output. So if you want to go ahead and daisy chain several of these together, you can. We have 3-pin DMX input and output. And we have a 4-button LCD display giving you total control of your fixture. There are several operation modes, there's several DMX modes, and even the ability to run it manual mode if you wanted just to do one color throughout the whole night. And of course it's got a microphone because it does have sound active. So even as a mobile DJ, you want a really nice cool wash. And because of its added IR capability, you could change it into a sound active mode. You could go between a static and a sound active mode. So that's what it looks like from the back, and from the side it's got a really nice rugged metal design, dual yoke brackets. So if you want to leave it sitting down on a table or on the floor, or you want to go ahead and fly it and hang it up on a truss, you can do both as well. This makes a really great light for almost any type of application. That's the PAR Z4, and that's coming in at about $299, roughly about $300 from your local ADJ dealer or online supplier. Check it out on our product page. We've got tons of video and photos for you to look at. So if you have any questions on any of these products, please let me know down in the chat room below. We'd be glad to take a moment to answer these questions. Here are some of the capabilities. We do have strobe. There are variable strobe effects, as well as fade effects and random strobe effects. So it does really good strobe. It has also a very nice dimming. Let's go ahead and check out the dimming capabilities. So we're going from 100 to 0%. And what's a really cool feature on this light that you really won't find on another type of light of this caliber is color temperature adjustment. So let's say I am using this for, let's say, a spotlight or staging application, or even television film. I can even adjust the color temperature. There's a separate DMX channel to be able to adjust the color temperature from a very warm white to a very cool white. I'm going to project it here on the wall to demonstrate that. So it's going through its very variable phase color temperature settings in the DMX channel. So you get from a very cool bluish white to a nice orangey looking white. And that comes in handy when you have performers or a speaker up on the stage. So check it out, the PAR Z4 at adj.com on the product page for more information. Let's switch over to this guy. This is a beast. This is a giant PAR can. Let me introduce you to the 7PZ IP. It is a outdoor rated, powerful PAR can with motorized zoom. We have a total of 7 15-watt quad LEDs, RGB W LEDs in the front with zooming capabilities. Let me show you how wide the zoom is. So we are talking about from 5 degrees to 45 degrees. There we go. So I'm going to shoot this as well in the wall, and you'll be able to see how quick that zoom is. From 5 degrees, thank you very much for the lights, to 45 degrees. And it's got a really robust body, IP rated. You could take this out outdoors, great for festivals, concerts, even theatrical applications where you need protection from the weather, from dust or water, and to be able to leave this outside without any problems. Also comes with Wi-Fi technology, so you can send Wi-Fi signals to you. You don't need to run DMX cable and be able to take care of that. So let me show you what the colors look like in tight mode. Again, it's red, green, blue, white LEDs, 15 watts for each LED. There's a total of 5. Actually, the same type of LEDs found in the PAR Z4 you'll find in the 7PZ IP, however, with 7 total LEDs on the front facade. I'm going to show you what the colors look like in a wide mode. That's a really beautiful, nice wash, giving you clean and even wash throughout, and a nice fade off towards the end. And let me show you what it looks like in the back. So we do have several connections for the back here. If our lighting designer can go ahead and turn on and off our lights. There we go. All right, so because this is outdoor rated, it has true one power connections, which is much more robust power connections than a PowerCon. It's a true one. And you also have DMX input and output, both 5-pin and 3-pin DMX. You have these nice little rubber protectors that allow you to cover the connection if it's not in use, and if you're going to plan to use it outside. And also has True One PowerCon output. So these are really robust connections for almost any type of application, indoors, outdoors, and really very flexible. Now let me show you the 4-button LCD display, which is also IP rated. Let me just connect this power con in the back. True one. There we go. Now, with this LCD display is a little bit different than most in the fact that because it's weatherproof, you do require the wake up. It'll go into lockout mode if it's not doing anything after a certain amount of time to keep the functions from being tampered with in case you accidentally hit it. But because it's IP rated, you have to hit the menu mode button a few extra seconds to identify that it's actually you hitting it and not like water hitting it. So let me get these connections also connected. There we go. There we go. Plug this in as well. And plug this in as well to connect our output. All right, so as I mentioned before, you hit the mode button for a few seconds and it'll wake up the menu. And that's a little bit extra more seconds than a normal wake up menu display on all the other ADJ lights. And that's just to keep any moisture from tampering with your selection. See how it says locked out? So I need to add it, tap it a little bit extra seconds, leave my finger on it, and then it'll go into my menu selection. That just kind of keeps it from the water kind of messing with your menu selections. So you have several options of operation. You could run on manual, sound active, auto mode, DMX mode, and it has several DMX channels to choose from. And of course, let me show you its strobing as well as its dimming. Because this is a really robust fixture, it does weigh quite considerably more than the PAR Z4. So here's what we have as far as strobe, very powerful strobe, and great for theatrical, even club applications if the club happens to be outside, and also our dimming capabilities. Now this actually has several dimming curves to choose from, so you can select a dimming curve that best suits you if you wanted to mimic more of a traditional lamp style feel. And of course our zoom. This is how the zoom looks like. There are lenses here that zoom back and forth. And it's a really fast zoom. You can go from a very narrow beam to a very wide beam in a short matter of time. So that's a 7PZ IP, wireless DMX, outdoor rated, really robust fixture for outside, theatrical, even club applications, music festivals. You could also use it indoors. It doesn't mean you always have to use it outdoors, but it's also a great option for lighting professionals who want something that will not break if it gets wet or dust will get into it. Any questions out there, guys? Shall we go into the chat room and say hello? Let's take a look. How you guys doing out there? Where are you guys watching us from? Hopefully you guys are having a good Valentine's. We kind of set these element pars in pink just to celebrate the Valentine Day today. What do you guys think of that? Here we go. Let's log in real quick.
We don't have any questions.
No questions. I'm so happy because that means that I've been very thorough with my information. Just to kind of give you a rundown as far as price, because usually that's the first thing everybody asks is how much will it cost. The PAR Z4 comes in at $299, and the 7PZ IP comes in at $699. So you have a wide spectrum to choose from for zoomable PAR cans. You have on the lower end the PAR Z4 as far as price, and on the high end you have the 7PZ IP as far as price to choose from. Both great zoomable products. One has motorized zoom, the other has manual zoom, but still very capable lights in their own regard. So going back to the chat room, let's see who is chatting with us today, who's watching us, by the way. Hello, if you're just joining us. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, look at there. And let's see here. Thanks for joining us. any other questions or any questions that you may have, I got the manuals right here in case there's a tough one. As far as weight, there is a considerable weight issue or a weight difference as well. So on the 7PZ IP, we're looking at 25 pounds, which is not too bad, but still significant. And the Par Z4's weight is not even that much. That would be 5 pounds. So there is quite a bit of difference. All right, so here we have our chat room open. Nick Helpap, thank you very much for watching. Frederick Schroeder, DJ Cisco Rodriguez, Alfred. Hey, Alfred. Thank you for joining us. Alfred is our sales director. So if you have any questions, Alfred will be kind enough to help us out as well. Brandon, it's been a while since we've seen you in the chat room. Welcome back to the chat room. Adrian Lopez, buen día, ¿cómo estamos? Ahora estamos hablando de dos tipos de par cans que tienen zoom o capacidad de zoom. Tenemos el Par Z4, que contiene 4 LEDs de 4 colores, RBG y W, rojo, blanco, rojo, blanco, verde y azul. Y aquí tenemos el 7PZ IP, que tiene 7 LEDs de 15 watts de 4 colores, rojo, verde, azul y blanco también. Los dos tienen zoom, pero el Par Z4 tiene zoom manual, lo tiene que ajustar con un ajuste aquí enfrente, y el 7PZ IP tiene un zoom motorizado. Eso es lo que estamos hablando ahora. Y sus precios es $2.99 para el Par Z4 y $6.99 para 7PZ IP. Thank you very much for joining us. Looks like we do have a question.
Two guys want to see the demo of the Par Z4 again on the wall, the narrow beam and the wide.
Okay, let's go ahead and go back to our Mighty MX controlling, and we're going to show you what it looks like as far as the Par Z4 in its narrow state, which is what it is right now. You get a very nice narrow 5-degree beam, and with the knob located at the front of the fixture, I can manually adjust the zoom, which I'm doing right now. It's slowly zooming out, and I can achieve a 60-degree beam angle with the zooming capabilities. It's a manual zoom, which is not too bad. I mean, if you know what you're going to be shooting at and it's going to be pretty static, that should give you plenty of width to work with. 60 degrees, that's how the 60 degrees looks like at its widest point. And it took very little time to get to that point. I like this as for mobile DJ applications as a spotlight for sweetheart tables, for cake tables. If you're so inclined, even dining tables, you could spotlight each individual centerpiece. And because of its manual zoom, you don't have to just be happy with the zoom it has. You could adjust that zoom to fit, the centerpieces, depending on whether it's a tall centerpiece or very short and wide centerpiece. So there's flexibility there. And to show you, should we go into the 7PZ IP? Sure, let's take a look at that.
I actually have a quick question on that.
Yeah.
Brendan Navrolo says, is that overkill to use for a facade?
For a facade? Brandon, if you have a facade and you use this, you'll be the king of the lighting up of the facades. This is quite a big light for facades. The Par Z4 would probably be more on par because of its wider beam angle and more portable. Since you're a mobile application and you have a facade, maybe the Par Z4 might be a little bit, yeah, the 7PZ IP might be better suited in stage or maybe in a corporate environment if you're lighting up some presenters up on a stage, or maybe a scene or backdrop. It has its uses more for larger scale or medium-sized applications. But for a facade, I don't know, that might be a little bit too much. Great question. So here's what the beam looks like with the Par Z4. I'm sorry, this is the 7PZ IP. Let's shoot it right a little bit more over there. Okay. And that is at its tightest. Let's go ahead and zoom out. and that is a very wide 45 degrees to a very narrow 5 degrees. Again, the applications on this could be theatrical, mobile entertainers, outdoor events such as festivals, carnivals. Yeah, I guess you do carnivals. Even production companies who do events outdoors. You don't want to be rained out, especially in the winter time. And if you had a setup where you had several lights, it would be very hard to take those down in a short matter of time. If you have IP rated lights, that's going to make it even easier. And because of the wireless Wi-Fi technology, you can send DMX without the use of DMX cables very easily. So, and here's the fast zoom in and out to kind of give you an idea how quick that zoom works. So check it out, the 7PZ IP from ADJ and the PAR-Z4. And of course we were playing around with the strobe. Here are the different strobe options. And it does have a color macro. So here's a selection of some of the macro colors that comes with. There are, I believe, a total of 32 color macros, and they're also program macros. So you can choose between being able to dim between several colors or scrolling through several colors, between 6 color or 30 color program macros. So there are very wide choice ideas for using the 7PZ IP in DMX mode. You could also run it in sound active or run it in manual mode. You could set it at one color or have it go through fades and be able to control it that way. Any other questions, guys? Keep them coming. Love it when you guys ask good questions. Rob Waite, welcome to the show. Adrian Lopez, I think we've already said hello. Salvador Rosado, how you doing? Let's see.
Does the little one strobe?
Does a little one strobe? Yes, it does. Let me show you how cool the little one strobes. Here we go. Check this out. Bada bam. This is a wide beam. So I kept it at the wide beam. So yeah, it does strobing. Both of them do great strobing. Electronic strobing, not mechanical. And you also have like these fade effects that you can kind of create. So strobing comes in handy in many occasions. So yes, strobing is available. And I don't know if I mentioned to you the variable color temperature adjustments on the DMX for the PAR-Z4. So you could use this for stage, for studio, for TV, for film, and be able to be quite a powerful light if you're using something that's very lightweight, portable, and easy to use.
What about color macros on the little guy?
Color macros as well. I didn't program any color macros, but let's go ahead and do that live. Here we go. We're going to create a new scene. I'm going to shoot it straight towards the wall here. We're going to go to this scene right here. And here we go. Okay, so here we go. We're going to program color macros. We're going to bring our dimmer up, open our strobe, and here are the several color macros. So I'm just scrolling up in the DMX channel to give you the different color macros. I believe there are a total of 64, if I'm not mistaken. I could double check on that, but yeah, got a lot of color options for you. So if you don't have the time or the inkling of selecting a color, we have colors ready for you and independent of the color options that it has. Or I could just dial in a color, let's say red, and I could add just a tiny bit of blue to give me a purple or a pink or magenta. Look at that. So I could adjust the blue amount, and let's say we're doing a Sweet 16 or a baby shower or something that requires pastels. We'll just add a little bit of white, and that will brighten up that color just a little bit. And now we have a pastel, whether it be a purple pastel, a red pastel, or even a green pastel. You have that option because of the white. Any other questions, guys?
Yes.
All right.
When are these available?
These are available now. They've been around for quite some time, and you could buy these at your local ADJ store or go to your online retailer and be able to pick these up today if you like. Great questions, guys.
And then one of the guys wants to know a little bit more about the wireless DMX and the Beast.
The wireless DMX on the
Explain
Beast.
Wi-Fi.
So our Wi-Fi technology is very similar to the wireless technology used to connect your devices to your router. As a matter of fact, we've just kind of locked out a certain frequency, and that technology we call Wi-Fi. And in order to use a Wi-Fi, you need a Wi-Fi device to be able to send wireless DMX signals to the fixture. And it has several wireless channels to choose from I believe, 16 channels. You select the channel that is least congested. So if you are using, let's say, the Airstream Bridge DMX, it has a little feature that allows you to look at the different channels that are available and give you which channels are least congested and which channels are most congested. And you select that channel. That channel radio frequency sends a signal to the light up to 2,500 feet away, line of sight. And with that, you can use DMX controllers or software to be able to program and change the parameters of the light. So it's a great way to communicate with your light. And it's not only the 7PZ IP that we have that available now. Most of the elements, there are several parkans and, of course, moving heads that now feature Wi-Fi technologies. And the technology has been around for quite a while. We even have controllers dedicated to the Wi-Fi and even a transceiver. So even if you're familiar or really comfortable working with, let's say, a large DMX controller like a Grand MA or a Hedgehog, you could adapt this Wi-Fi transceiver to that console and be able to send wireless signals to your ADJ Wi-Fi enabled devices, such as this one, the 7PZ IP. So hopefully that kind of give you an idea of how wireless DMX, like the Wi-Fi technology, works. Any other questions, guys? Thank you so much for joining us. Again, we're talking about two parkans that have zoom capabilities, the PAR Z4 and the 7PZ IP. The 7PZ IP is outdoor rated, wireless Wi-Fi technology, and motorized zoom. Take a look at the zoom right there. That's pretty awesome. And the PAR Z4. Here's the PAR Z4 in action. So if there are no more questions, we're going to go ahead and close out this Facebook Live. And hopefully you can join us next week. Let's see. Yeah, it's pretty big. This is a giant parkan. But it has its purpose. And the purpose is to give you tons of light that you can use indoor or outdoors. And the PAR Z4. One more question.
About the Wi-Fi, someone's asking, is it available for Android? But Wi-Fi is not.
Is it available for Android?
Not Wi-Fi, it's anything.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi technology can only be used with software or hardware that is Wi-Fi enabled. If you're using an Android, an app, there really is only one thing that can allow you to control the Wi-Fi, but you need a little bit of know-how to be able to navigate to it. Our only option is our Airstream Bridge DMX, which is available in an Apple environment or iOS environment. The app is totally free. You could download it to your iPad or iPhone, and with a special device, the Airstream Bridge DMX device, you can communicate with your lights via wireless DMX.
Or just use hardware and there's not a Mac or Android issue.
Yes, what you can also do is run MyDMX and use remote using an Android device using, I believe it's called Remote. Look it up in your Android store, Google Play Store for, I believe it's called Remote, and that allows you to connect to MyDMX 3.0. However, there is a little bit of programming involved, and you need to create your buttons to manipulate your light shows using MyDMX. You can operate it using Android, but there is a little bit of know-how involved. Any other questions, guys? No? Thank you very much. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in on this Valentine's Day. We hope we were able to answer all your questions regarding these two fixtures. Look them up on our website, adj.com. We have pictures, we have video, and all the specs you need for these two lights. Hopefully these two lights will become your next purchase for your production or lighting design needs. The PAR Z4 and the 7PZ IP by ADJ. My name is Jose Heredia. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you next time.